Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays, and we are looking at a battle against an enemy P228 and a J8M, which is going to be a little bit troublesome because that thing is just a super fast rocket plane that sometimes can be a bit of a nuisance in the right hands, and combining that with the overwhelming firepower of the 228, it'll be a fun game, I'm sure. We are paired up with a Tempest. His name is Pusher64, and I am in my MiG 9 altitude fighter. And first thing I'm doing is I'm heading for the airfield because I would like to be able to counter their attack aircraft as they're going for their command center. 19 has a set of 23mm cannons as well as a big 37. Which allows us to be able to get some pretty significant damage in a big burst here. And the maneuverability and speed that we like to see from altitude fighters. F-94D is not something I want to ignore. There's the big honking gun. We're going to make our way towards the middle because there is an enemy bomber up here I'd love to intercept, and I see a heavy as well, and I'm wondering if that area is my P228 buddy. Trigger discipline is very important on an aircraft like this. Going for the vertical climb, looking for an easy target. Knocking out that heavy. And there is that F-94D back again. Not to be ignored. Two enemy bombers up high. We're going to go for the intercept. Would like to knock these suckers out before they start to really take my sight. Wanted to kill that aircraft in the zone in order to reset some of the timer. But I also didn't want to give him more opportunity to get those nasty tail gunner on me. The 45mm cannons on that aircraft are also a deadly weapon, and even if he doesn't have that set of guns on here, it does have 6 20mm cannons, which can be absolutely devastating. Currently we have both of the attack sites. Two heavy fighters and all the air defense aircraft in this zone. But rather than seeing that as a negative, let's try and use it to our advantage. This aircraft has a tail gunner. We're going to get some distance. Oh, but we got taken out by Chiwi. Oh, that's the player. It looks like they have swapped out their aircraft in order to become more competitive. I thought that he was going to stay in that J8M. Looks like he swapped out for another aircraft that's a little bit more competitive for the type of battle we're in. We still have both of the attack zones under our control, and the bombers are making their way through the area. I'm going to pull a little bit of escort duty for our bomber flight, and there's the 203. We are going to have an advantage for speed and maneuverability, so as long as we can control the engagement. I'll give him a taste of his own medicine here. There we go. Here is that F2H, the other enemy player. The F2H is no slouch when it comes to maneuverability or speed, and the firepower can be quite devastating in the right hands. We've just taken out his tail. He's trying to keep me out of the fight for a little bit, which is fair. Our bombers are coming in to take at least one zone right now, and I'm going to work on this airfield to keep us competitive, because we are going to lose a command center. I think that that's undeniable.
We cannot support you any longer. The storm is too heavy. Do you copy? Over.
There we go.
Supremacy achieved.
Here I thought we were going to lose something. We probably will. There it goes. And it looks like we're going to lose the other one as well. But we are now in the final stage of the battle, which is going to be Squall Line. And I'm going to be hunting for an enemy player for me to take out. Alright, I'm not seeing any players right now, but I'm still going to take out some easy pickings if I can. There we go. Those 23s are quite deadly. And that 37 is just a nice little insult to injury right there. Using these two jet engines to catch up and really bring the pain to this bomber aircraft. He has a pretty nasty stinger himself, but we were able to take him out quite effectively. We do have an ally helping us with this RB-17. But there we go, taking him out. We're still looking at very strong, have the advantage right now.
Enemy bombers inbound. Don't let them reach their
Not so worried about the enemy bombers.
Great job.
just get a little bit more damage in there at the end, although we're well over the 14,000 for the Winged Legend, and we managed to take out at least 4 bombers here for the hunt for vultures, so pretty good spot for us to be in. Overall, a good game. Good game to the other 2 players. It was a smart move to swap out aircraft in order to be able to counter my aircraft. That's always a good option. Just because somebody comes in with the same aircraft doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to leave with it. The only time I would advise not switching aircraft is when switching aircraft would result in getting a much lower ×3 off of both of those aircraft. 14,000 experience points, and yes, the MiG-9, it's a great plane. I really enjoy it. I think it is that nice in-between of the German and the American altitude fighters. You're going to get a little bit more maneuverability than you would with the German counterpart, but you're going to get much more oomph from the guns compared to the FJ1. So I really like the MiG-9, and I think I'm really going to like the MiG-15 as well, which I really want to get because it's a very iconic aircraft. In aircraft history, it was one of the better jet fighters that the Russians introduced. It was like the first time you could see like a really competitive aircraft, and for a while we were actually kind of afraid of the aircraft until we were able to figure out more about it and learn how to work its weaknesses to our advantage. So again, shout out to Red Dragon Fighter and Chiwi. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but the guys over at Falco, they put up a good fight. It looks like Chiwi actually changed again from the J8M to the BV203 and then the DO335. Personally, I think that the BVP203 is a better all-around aircraft, but I can understand why somebody would want to go with the DO335 because it does get 4 500-pound bombs that regenerate fairly quickly, but its firepower is going to be lacking compared to the BVP203. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.